surprises in the SA20 keep coming thick and fast. I mean, the other night, we didn't see a turning track on Paarl or in Durban. We saw one at the Wanderers. I mean, we're not seeing any big scores, I think only 200 and above. Rashid Khan is back in the mix. The log is tighter than your jeans after Christmas. This is my review of the SA20 thus far. MI Cape Town, who've had absolutely abysmal seasons, have come out firing. And I mean, with the likes of Trent Bolt and Rabada spearheading your attack, it's not to be unexpected. But the real heroes of the moment has to go to young Delano Potgieter. Yes, not Potgieter, Potgieter. The man took a fifer in the first match. His batting has been exceptional. And then, of course, George Linder, who just keeps on shoving it in CSA's face that he should be wearing the green and gold. Rassie van der Dussen, an emphatic 91 the other night, came in vain. He also is in good form. Dewald Brevis, I truly believe this is going to be his season, but not if he keeps coming in at number 6 or number 7. He has to come in the top 4. And with Rashid Khan back in the mix, I mean, this team is a force to be reckoned with. Another team, the Joburg Super Kings, kind of average seasons are really coming in strong this season. And like I said before, the Wanderers, it seems to be turning. You look at the team selection, you've got Moen, you've got Tahir, they've now got Shamsi this season, and a special shout out to Donovan Ferreira, probably the main contender to be South Africa's future finisher. I mean, is he becoming a bowler or what? Dream spells. His economy thus far is only 4.5 and he's taken 4 wickets from 3 matches. Absolutely incredible by the young lad. Now you're also looking at David Visser. I can't say my own South Africans. David Visser, slow medium pacer. He's being used in the power play and at the death, and he's been quite useful. Now you look at the batting, you look at Leas Deploy, you look at Devon Conway, excellent players of spin. Now add Faf to that, and now they've got Bairstow. I mean, everything is looking very balanced and very good for the Joburg Super Kings this season. Now on to my team, the Pretoria Capitals, who have been hit with injuries once again. Before the tournament began, Evan Lewis was out, and now the spearhead of the attack, Andrik Nortje, is not just out of the SA20, but out of the Champions Trophy as well. Ethan Bosch, Dupavilon the other night were absolutely brilliant with the ball, so that gives them a lot of hope in the fast bowling department. Although I am sensing the trend of spin continuing. So Kyle Simmons, I feel like he will be incorporated a lot more. I think, he's useful with the bat as well, so hopefully we see a bit more of him. Speaking of spin, Mutusami is the leading wicket taker as of now, today, the 17th in the comp. He's been absolutely incredible, varying his pace, bowling at the right pace to get the ball proper turning. You're looking at the batting, probably the best opening pair in the tournament, Gurbaz and Will Jacks, already a 150 stand between those two. Riley Rousseau have yet, he hasn't fired quite yet, but in these tournaments, it's not a matter of if, but when. As we saw in the Eliminator in the first season, Markram's brilliant century. I think Riley's big performance is just around the corner. Jimmy Neesham, a wealth of experience with bat and ball, and finally Jonathan Trott. I mean, the man just knows how to win. So surely there is a formula for them to go all the way. The trend in the SA20 thus far has been the young guns firing. And if we're speaking of a young gun firing, we look no further than the Paarl Royals. I mean, Lohandre Pretorius, a left-handed wicketkeeper batter. Does he remind you of anybody? I wonder. Absolutely incredible, fearless cricket by the young man. And who better to have on the other side than Joe Root, legend Joe Root. I mean, is there one batter in the world who would not put their partner under pressure better than Joe Root? I think not. Excellent at rotating the strike. The conditions of Paarl suit his style, and he's even released some fireworks as well. Now, this is a spinning track, so of course the spinners are going to be plenty. We are looking at Bjorn Fortuin and Mujib, both power play bowlers. Okay, absolutely incredible. Now you've got Ngaba Peter as well, who hasn't played yet. I think he will get a shot pretty soon. You're looking at young Kwena Mapaka, the 18-year-old quick, who's also come in firing, bowling the difficult overs, the power play, the last over of the innings. Okay, brilliant, dangerous bumpers so far from him. David Miller in the middle. I mean, you know, there is just plenty to like about this side. Then finally, Dinesh Karthik. I think it's our first Indian ever in the tournament. How great is it to hear him being vocal behind the stumps? There's a good energy about this team, and who knows what they can achieve this season. The Durban Super Giants, you know, the team dubbed as the best on paper, but I mean, not necessarily the one that's winning the tournaments, as we've seen in the previous editions. Again, you look at this squad and it is absolutely incredible. But a lot of us are sounding like broken records when we're looking at the timing of when Heinrich Klaasen comes to the crease. Now, Kloosner himself, Zulu, you know, a finisher back in the day, it seems like he wants Klaasen to play that role. But Klaasen is the best in the world against spin. And now if we're looking at the trend of the spinning thus far in the tournament, you're looking at teams like Joburg, teams like Paarl, even teams of like MI Cape Town. They are pretty much, you know, they've used spin in the power play, Paarl and MI more than Joburg, which means get Klaasen in at least at the 7th over so that he could be facing the bulk of the spin. This is of course difficult when you've got batters like Breedske, de Kock, Parsons, Mulder, you know, that has to come in before him. They're top order batters. But I do think they're going to have to move him up, bring him in sooner rather earlier than later. Looking at the spinning, Durban is known for its spinning, and my goodness, they've got one of the best in the world in Noor Ahmed. Now combine him with Maharaj, that is probably as good as a spin twin combination as you don't just get in this tournament, but in the entire world. Now John Smuts is still on the bench. He was incredible for them last year. Then you look at the likes of Naveen and Wokes, you know, so much experience in T20 competitions. It really adds to the strength and all-round balance of this team. Are they going to go all the way this year, or is it just going to be another team that is good on paper and not really good on the pitch? Finally, the sunrises. I mean, I had to wake up this morning, I had to re-record the video because when I made the video, they lost 3 matches in a row. They didn't lose them, those were poundings. And then they come back against Durban, one of the strongest teams. They beat them at home, their home, and then they came back to the Orange Army and they wiped the floor again. What a difference it makes when they changed the top order. Yes, I know I'm also a fan of a right-hand, left-hand combination, but sometimes you just have to pick your best batters. Marco Jansen. You know, teams all over the world, including my own team, South Africa, we're not utilizing this man to his full potential. He is a genuine batter. Okay, his performances, they were fantastic. He plays well against spin. He's got all the shots in the book against spin. I mean, as a quick bowler, right? What length do you bowl to him? Are you even capable of bowling a bouncer? Absolutely incredible. A lot of respect for Markram to put him in earlier. You know, Markram is a very selfless captain. Abel's performance against spin. Dawson back into the side. Dawson, in my opinion, is one of the best spinners in the tournament, so he should be playing every match. I mean, is this the momentum that is now going to drive them all the way to another trophy? I mean, they look incredibly dangerous right now. That's all I can say. And the strength of this team is when they start playing together as a team, they are pretty much unstoppable. All in all, we're in for a very exciting competitive tournament. I mean, you can see the log is chock and block. It's probably going to go down to the last match to determine who's going to be the final 4. Are you watching? Who are you supporting? And who's going to take the cup this year?